The first padded practice of Eagles camp revealed some interesting trends, like who's leading the cornerback battle and why Trotter Jr. isn't going away anytime soon. Plus, Quinyon Mitchell has a massive day as the Birds' defense dominates. Jalen Carter also returns, but a key injury could stall this rookie's progress. From Thomas Mott, this is the Thomas Mott Show. Week 2 of Eagles training camp has officially begun. While there's been a ton of great plays on Monday, there also is some interesting injury news that you might not like. First though, for those wondering, Philadelphia technically did put the pads on today, or at least halfway did because they had the shoulder pads on, as you see here, but no lower body, leg, or thigh pads, meaning it was not a full contact day in Philadelphia. Word is tomorrow, Tuesday, will now officially be the first padded practice, meaning the first day they're actually going to hit each other in 2025. And it comes really at just the right time, as Philadelphia's first preseason game is just 9 days away, meaning all the young players battling for those roster spots must get their hitting sea legs in for the actual preseason opener versus Cincinnati. Also, I'm less than 2,000 subscribers away from 100K subs, which means my 100K subscriber giveaway is right around the corner. Now, there are 3 different ways to win and 3 different options to go ahead and choose if you were to win. The first of which, one subscriber randomly will be chosen to get 2 Eagles regular season tickets to an Eagles game of your choice. Next, I'm going to give a shout out to the members of the channel, which you can join right now. One lucky member will either win the signed Philly Dogs Eagles jersey, customized Super Bowl logo, everything there, or the signed Philly Dogs full-size helmet. Again, got to be a member to go ahead and win one of those 2. Finally, lowest tier, 1 random subscriber will go ahead and win an Eagles jersey of their choice. Again, once we hit 100K subs, which is coming up soon, hit the like button, leave a comment, and make sure to subscribe. That way you can be entered. Now, Monday's practice did come with some bad news, as I mentioned at the beginning of today's show, as the injury bug officially got its first time in the spotlight today, with Danny Gray, Smile Munden, Drew Mukuba, and DeVonta Smith all not practicing due to various injuries. Now, all of these are not reportedly anything serious, at least as of right now, but the concern really here is for one player in particular, rookie Drew Mukuba, who collided with Danny Gray at the end of Saturday's practice, which caused him to gingerly walk off the field. And now you pair that with the fact he didn't practice today, and everyone is of course wondering how long will the rookie safety officially be out. Naturally, when asked about the timeline, head coach Nick Sirianni was not really interested in giving us any sort of details on the Mukuba injury.
Bob will get you all the injury stuff. Don't have to do injuries right now. Not going to talk too much about that at this particular time. We'll look forward to getting him back out there, but was having a good start to camp. We'll see when he gets back in there.
Drew Mukuba missing time could be a little thing. He could technically practice tomorrow. We have no clue how serious his shoulder injury is. Shoulder issues, though, they tend to be either very not serious or they could last a long time. We just have no idea. So we take it all with a grain of salt. We're not going to panic here yet, but if he does miss a significant amount of training camp, that's going to alter the Eagles' secondary and really their safety position in a big way. Sidney Brown so far has not stood out at training camp. Not to say he's been bad. I want to be fair. There's no actual reports of Brown getting torched day in and day out, but I will say that even though it's early, I believe Mukuba was, is, trending slightly above Brown, at least at this point. Although now, of course, a long delay in Mukuba's progress due to injury might be the leg up Sidney Brown needed to go ahead and win the job. But it also might be the green light for the Birds to go look at another safety, yes I know, aka Justin Simmons, who we talked about ad nauseum all offseason long. Personally, I think it's way too early to be crying for a safety signing, let's just see how the injury pans out. But other important people in Philadelphia, beat writers for instance, like ESP, did just that this morning. Either to simply stir the pot on the safety news, or perhaps to hint at Sidney Brown's lack of excitement so far. I really don't know, so I'm going to say wait a little bit here. We need a little more time. Either way, missing training camp reps is never a good thing. Personally, I think Mukuba is going to be back sooner rather than later. I'm not going to panic, but Vic Fangio himself does like players to actually get reps in training camp, especially rookies, and so again, up to what happens the next couple of days, but this is definitely a big-time story to monitor to see how quickly Mukuba could come back. Also, I want to give a massive shout-out to the sponsor of today's video, SeatGeek. We are finally in July, which means Eagles training camp is right around the corner, which also means it's the perfect time to grab your Eagles preseason or regular season tickets, and of course, SeatGeek makes it easier than ever. Plus, they also have other tickets besides just Eagle games, including Philadelphia Phillies tickets all season long, but also comedy shows, music festivals, and more with over 70,000 listed events. As you guys know, I used SeatGeek a ton this past season, including for the NFC Championship game, which was absolutely incredible. They make ticket buying so darn easy. For instance, their rating system, scale of 1 to 10, to make sure you get the best deal possible by looking for green dots, which mean good deals, yellow and red, I normally pass on those, but there are always a ton of green dot deals. And you guys know I had to come through for you, and so right now, SeatGeek is offering all of my viewers 10% off any tickets they want by using promo code MOTT10. Just download the SeatGeek app right now to your iPhone by clicking the link down below in the description box to go ahead and get my promo code Mott10 added to your profile automatically so you can start saving on tickets all summer long and get the best deal possible for those Eagles games at the link. And if you can't come back anytime soon, I think one of the solutions to the safety problem is to play Cooper DeJean at the starting base defense safety spot, which Philadelphia, again on Monday, continued to do. Bring in Cindy Brown as the starting safety once Philadelphia officially switched to nickel and dime packages. As DeJean himself missed multiple weeks of training camp last offseason due to a hamstring injury, and therefore was not trusted with starter reps until he earned them later on in the season. Which, by the way, DeJean's play in 2024 has officially earned him a top 100 ranking list by his peers on the NFL Top 100, making him 60 overall. Pretty crazy for the 40th overall draft pick last year to already be a top 60 player, again, as voted on by his peers, the entire NFL.
How does it feel being chosen to be in the top 100 by your peers?
I'm in the top 100? Really? That's, I mean, I don't even know what to think. That's pretty cool.
Cooper DeJean.
He's in the top 100?
Cooper DeJean.
Let's go.
The sky really is the limit here in 2025, but as he told WIP this morning, one of his main goals is to be more vocal as a leader going forward.
And looking forward to what's next and how I can impact this team this year. Because we got a completely new team. A lot of guys coming back, but we got a lot of new guys too. So for me, it's about moving on and how can I help this team? Because it's going to be different. In year two, and I'm gonna have to be more of a vocal guy in our room, especially with the young DBs that we got. So it's going to be different this year, and I'm looking forward to the challenge.
Now, of course, despite all the bad injury news, there's also some good injury updates today as Jalen Carter officially suited up for his first practice of training camp following a week standing on the sideline with a shoulder injury. Now, there's never really any concern here, which is why I feel good about Mukuba as well, but I guess the Defensive Player of the Year campaign can now officially commence with the Bird superstar defensive lineman. Moving over to other keynotes and plays from practice today, and Adoree Jackson, interesting here, received the first-team starter cornerback reps on the right side for the third practice out of 4, perhaps hinting at a pattern beginning to take shape as who's going to win that cornerback job. Now, I have said all along, this battle is going to take weeks to go ahead and play out, so just because Jackson's gotten the start the past couple of days does not mean he's officially going to win it here, but I do think it is an indication that Kelee Ringo might not have the starting cornerback job locked up, at least just yet. It's not like Adoree Jackson has been out there balling out necessarily, but according to reports, he has been a little bit more consistent. Although, as every reporter has pointed out once again today, A.J. Brown has been dominating nearly every single cornerback he's faced except Quinyon Mitchell, who again today had a nice PBU while covering Brown, and also apparently had an insane one-handed interception of Hurts on a deep ball intended for A.J. Brown. Quinyon Mitchell is clearly leagues better than any other cornerback on the roster right now, and it's really starting to show. The day in and day out iron sharpening iron of him versus A.J. Brown is definitely paying off. The fact he already got an interception, just 60-ish Hurts passes into training camp, bodes very well for his interception count in 2025. Remember, a big storyline last season was Q not being able to record any interceptions during the regular season before plucking down 2 in the NFC playoffs. Personally, this is a great sign that he's going to get a lot more in the regular season this year than he did in 2024. Now, I also want to give a quick shout out to another cornerback in my guy, rookie Mac McWilliams, who got the dime starting cornerback slot reps with Drew Mukuba out, and then had a really nice PBU against Johnny Wilson in the end zone. McWilliams is kind of one of those forgotten guys in the secondary because he's probably not going to start, but he's definitely making the most of his training camp reps so far. I think he's one of my big names to watch as the preseason gets underway, really 9 days from today. Staying with the guys making the most of their reps, and stop me if you heard this before, but Moro had yet another awesome day, blowing up a 4th down play and registering a likely sack on Jalen Hurts. The biggest pattern I've seen so far is that the second-year defensive tackle out of UT is going to be a serious problem for opposing offensive lines in 2025. And it's not just me noticing that, guys like Cam Jurgens are too.
A lot. A lot. He works just as hard as anybody on this team and puts a lot of effort in, and not just in the weight room, but just on the field. I mean, he puts in a lot of time, and he was kind of like a little pest to deal with his first year here. He just worked and played so hard, and now he's got a lot of those tools, and he's a lot stronger than he was. And just talking from Fletch and BG and learning from them guys, like all those little tips and tricks. And I mean, he's tough to go against now, really tough.
Moro is getting a ton thrown at him right now and is handling it extremely well, according to all reports. Something he said today, he credits to the Birds' offensive line and his work ethic heading into a very interesting year too.
Just starting out, having more reps than I'm used to, and getting acclimated to that, and kind of just getting used to being on the field more. Your ability to learn from people is the best, and I've picked up a ton from both of those guys. And, we have so many amazing players in each position group, and it's a really cool place to be just because of that. Young guys all around. A lot of guys don't get to ramp up into training camp and deal with this. I know every game's going to be easy once you go versus this offensive line.
Other standouts include Campbell, who again got some first-team reps once again, but also had some up-and-down moments, including going 1v1 in coverage versus running backs and struggling in a big way. Although he did come back with a very nice goal line sack versus second-teamers. Main point is, he's learning a lot, getting a ton of opportunities, and trying to get better and better with each rep. Although just to be fair on the linebacker battle for 1 second here, Campbell is not going to be handed the starting job. He's very much in a battle, as reporters noted today that Trotter Jr. has also continued to get starter reps and continues to look very, very strong. Obviously, time and more importantly, preseason snaps will determine this battle. Personally, I'm just still so excited we have a legit linebacker room overall. Honestly, overall, the Birds defense clearly won the day today, with Jalen Hurts being forced to hold on the football multiple times due to great coverage downfield. And at one point, this caused some frustration as he was forced to, quote, be vocal due to some mistakes made by the offense. And while, of course, we're not saying the Eagles offense is struggling right now, because the Eagles offense, you remember, the past couple of days has been outperforming the defense, but the defense's day was today. They played a lot better overall, and I think that's overall a good sign for Philadelphia, because the question marks are not with Jalen Hurts and the offense and the receivers. They really are with this young secondary group, and so it's nice to have their first day of actually winning 11-on-11s and winning 7-on-7s, and I hope that goes ahead and continues. Now, of course, as I've said many times, and again, I got to continue to emphasize this because people want to freak out at every little update, everything changes day to day, right? Drew Mukuba could be 100% healthy tomorrow. He could be out for a month. A.J. Brown could dominate Quinyon Mitchell tomorrow, or Q could have a great day. Adoree Jackson could be the starter tomorrow, or it could be Kelee Ringo. These things are ever changing, and so take it all with a grain of salt. But as I always say, my job for you is to give you a full, quick 10, 12-minute rundown of what happened at Eagles camp today. And so that's what happened. Do with it as you will. Now, again, super close to 100,000 subscribers, and people are all confused about the giveaway here. It's very simple. I'm going to choose 3 different winners. 2 of those are going to be random subscribers, right? And so a random subscriber can win 2 Eagles regular season tickets, and another subscriber is going to win a random Eagle jersey of your choice. If you're a member, which means you have to be subscribed and also be a member, then you are entered for the signed jersey or helmet giveaway. So you cannot be a member and win 2 of the 3, or I guess 1 of the 3 as a whole. It's confusing here. If you're a member, though, you're entered for all of them, plus the helmet and jersey giveaway. So any questions, I'll make it super clear once we hit 100,000 subs. Gotta get there first, very close, but hopefully the next couple of weeks. Thomas Mott hanging out here on a Monday. This has been the Thomas Mott Show.